I got it for 3 reasons. Right time, right place, and right
Is
God.
that fake chest hair?
Yes, it is fake chest hair. I did it so you could see the Star of David a little better.
That's really funny.
This is where the troops go in the back right there.
This call is now being recorded.
Well, there goes the credibility of my introduction here. But the Eiffel Tower, Mount Everest, the Cape of Good Hope, the Big Nose People. There's many things that are known to protrude, to bulge, to stick out like a sore thumb. But I don't have a man on here who has a sore thumb or has a Eiffel Tower. Maybe he's got a bulge, I don't know. But he's known for having the schnoz, as his nickname is. This man, believe it or not, he's one of my day ones. Not a day one necessarily of the show, but I went to boot camp with this guy. Not a lot of people know that. I went to boot camp, ITB, 2 deployments. I'm now that I think of it, you are the only person, Mr. Reynolds, who has been with me the entire way of the 4 years. But it's been a long time since I've had the chance to talk with you. So in addition to catching up, welcome to 4 Years a Slave, Mr. Damian Reynolds.
Hello, I am happy to be here. And to give a little context, I've never listened to this or seen it, so I'm coming into this completely unbiased.
That's exactly how you should be. Why is my work emailing me like I care about them?
Your work emailing you right now?
Yes, because this is my work laptop. It's the only one that lets me fit in my capture card for my camera. How does the lighting look for this right now? I have the open sunlight here, but I'm afraid it's going to beam too brightly. Ugh. You know what? I don't care. Anyways, well, Reynolds, how have you been?
I've been all right. I mean, right now I'm doing pretty well, but the last 5 years have been absolutely crazy since we got out. Like, I've probably done like 15 years worth of shit compressed into 5 years. Needless to say, I've been busy as hell.
That does sound like it, but it's weird. It is weird though. Like we were talking about this before we went on the air though, but the Reynolds that you're about to see, there is parts of this Reynolds that I knew when I was in, but like to see this Reynolds become a family man, to be responsible, to be this successful, it's like, not to say you were going down a dark road, but it's just like, this seems very off to see Reynolds not be the standard wild man that I'm familiar with.
Well, things change and it's just circumstance, and you go through a lot of shit and you grow as a person. Not only that, I got to credit that to probably, like my whole frontal lobe developing and everything like that, because shit, when I got out, I was only 20. I had just turned 23. So like, yeah, I thought I was an adult and thought I was Mr. Billy Badass because I was a Marine and everything like that. But like, I wasn't even a full grown adult yet. Like my brain wasn't even done growing. So like, I still had a lot to figure out about myself and everything like that, which, kind of changed things too. But my perspective on everything, it's weird because a lot of the dudes we were in with, I talked to them since we've been out, and like, no offense to anyone or anything like that, but a lot of them are still like really riding those Marine Corps days, which like, I get it. But the same concept of like, the theory of like people who peaked in high school.
Yeah.
Well, I have the same feeling of some people, like, where it's like, okay, peaked in the Marine Corps. Like, I get it. Those were your glory days, but those don't have to be your glory days. That can just be a stepping stone, like, just to get you to where you need to go. And honestly, for me, that's what the Marine Corps was. It was a stepping stone. It got me out of the living situation that I was in at the time. It gave me the structure that I needed. Didn't really grow up with like a father figure or anything like that. So it kind of taught me how to be a man. At least be a man to where I can have accountability for myself, both like morally, physically, all those things. But shit, where was I even going with that? Fucking ADHD.
No, you're okay. It's I will say it's definitely, I think, something that a lot of people, and I don't mean this in a negative light, like you need to hear, like, it's something that a lot of us really struggle with. And I think it's just because, it is really the only success that we've had up till that point in our life. So for a lot of us, it's just very tempting to rest on our laurels, I guess you would say. Like you saying that, for a lot of people, it's almost like peaking in high school, for example. It's a perfect description of it, I think. We just forget that, like, look, life still goes on. There's other aspects of it that you can tackle. It's just one part of it. It doesn't have to be your whole identity. You can absorb other things, test your boundaries, test your identity, and other stuff like that.
Well, here, don't get me wrong too. I did when I first got out, I did go through that period, and I think everybody does, to where it's like, because you spend so much effort and time getting in, but then they just shit you out so fast, to where it's like, I don't know. I almost had like, my personality was, oh yeah, I was a Marine. That was that for the longest time, because that was the most significant thing I had done up until that point. So like, not only that, but I got shit out so fast after EASing, like, especially with the whole COVID thing happening and like doing TRS online and everything, just getting shit back out to society, like, unprepared. Yeah. I had like an identity crisis and had to like refigure out who I was and the things that I actually like, because it was like the things that I liked doing before the Marine Corps, some of them I didn't really like, in like hobbies and stuff. I didn't enjoy doing stuff like that anymore. So I had to like relearn who I was, and like, and all the baggage and stuff that I brought back from the Marine Corps, like, just being angry all the time and wanting to like blast people and shit like that. Like, I can't do that, or like I'll lose my job type of deal. That's how it was in the beginning. It's not like that now. Now, being my own boss, I can say and do whatever the fuck I want. It doesn't matter. But yeah, it was just kind of like a huge identity crisis thing. I had to like relearn who I was, figure everything out. And that's kind of how I became what I am now. How you were saying, like, I'm definitely a little different now, but that's just one of those things where you got to like, you can either just bottle it up and be that blue collar dude that just drinks beer and doesn't talk about his feelings for 50 years and then lets all the trauma dump hit him when he's like 56. Or you can just get that shit out of the way now, so that way your kids don't have to be affected by it and deal with it. And that way your kids have a better upbringing.
Yes. Now, you could do the responsible thing, but hey, there is no shame in bottling it up and being a terrible father figure. I mean, who said beating your kids is a terrible thing?
Yeah, I'm going to be real honest with you, dude. My kids beat the shit out of me. And sometimes like, I just want to get my lick back.
Yeah. Well, they're young though. So it's like, it's kind of enjoyable, I would say, for you right now. You don't like, you like that to a degree, I'd say, right?
Yeah, to a degree. But here's the thing. So both of my sons are in the 99th percentile for everything. So like my 4-year-old, little backstory, a couple of weeks ago, they were playing over at his cousin's house and some of the neighborhood kids were there. Well, there's this 8-year-old boy there, and this 8-year-old boy was being a dickhead. My 4-year-old is outrageously huge for a 4-year-old. Like, he is bigger than most 6-year-olds. He beat the shit out of this 8-year-old, and yeah, he got a high five around the corner. Well, I mean, this kid was being a dickhead to all the other kids, and yeah, my son was just like, yeah, absolutely no way, and just like bitch slapped him.
Funny.
Yeah. My kids are built a little bit different. I don't know what it is, but my first son is part of a study because my wife, while she was pregnant, got COVID. And for some reason, COVID babies are born early. He was born a month early, but born like, normal size and everything like that. And then just grew like extremely fast. Yeah. Like, this man is 4 years old and is asking me like the deep questions that he shouldn't be asking me until he's like 12, like why people die and shit like that.
It doesn't sound like this is a bad thing though. It sounds like it's a good genetic mutation, I guess you'd say.
Oh yeah, he's definitely advanced. But here's my biggest worry, because like I'm the tallest person to ever exist in my family, and all the guys that were in with me like no, I'm only like 5'10", 5'11", if that, like just under 6 foot. But my wife's dad is like 6'3", 6'4", something like that, and. Dude, I'm worried because like by the time that kid's 16, dude, he's going to be able to kick my ass, like beat me up and down the street.
I never thought about that, but I guess that feels like every dad's worry is like, what happens as I start to age and then he starts to get old enough that like, will this kid just overpower me and then I can't control him?
Stay in shape every day. Like, I'm deathly terrified of being that bro vet that gets out and just turns into a goddamn balloon, looking like Tom and Jerry swallowed a watermelon. Like, I don't want to be that.
That is the perfect example. The watermelon beer belly look, the fucking tank top, the bearded out, neck tattoos, the whole like just ugh.
Dude, it's wild. The bro vet thing. I try to like. That's why I don't do like when I promote my business. Yeah, I say that like we're a veteran owned and operated business because that's true. Like even like my one part-time employee, Cole Deerdorf, like he's in the National Guard now, but he did 3 years active duty in the Army. Or like the only two guys doing that shit. So like, yeah, we're a veteran owned and operated business, but that gets you brownie points with all the locals around here. I live in the backwoods of Maryland. Like they're like, oh my God, you was in the military. Thank you for your service. So, it helps with gaining business.
Yes.
But I try to like steer clear of the whole like bro vet stuff. I'm not that dude with like the big old like there's an EGA on my truck, but it's only like this big. I don't got the big giant eagle globin anchor on the back of my truck and like the Marine veteran license plate and all that shit.
I will say this because it sounds like would it be safe to say that you're not a fan of the bro vets, whether how far on the spectrum that is varies, but I assume you're not a fan of them.
I'm not a fan of them just because I think the dudes that are like super, super bro vet give the veteran community a bad rap.
Yeah.
Because, like, that's not every veteran. That's actually just like a small percentage of veterans. Like, all the veterans I know around here are just like your normal Joe Schmo dudes. But then, you got those dudes that are in their lifted Chevy Silverado with deep dish wheels and they got like their white framed Oakleys. They got the goatee with no mustache.
Yes.
And they're just like, yeah, bro, stop my flag, I'll stop your ass. They got the invisible.
Because I have ranted about this on another show, but like I'm very anti bro vet. I guess you would say like in that part of the world. But I will say this. I think it was ironically, Staff Sergeant Lozano, our drill instructor, he was the one who pointed this out. It was like, look,
dude,
go ahead.
I love Staff Sergeant Lozano, dude. I still keep up with him. That dude, like, to this day, is probably the first positive male role model in my life.
You keep up with him, you said?
Yeah, not like keep up with him like I talk to him or anything like that, but like I follow him on Facebook and always like keep track of what he's doing and shit like that because he's always posting stuff on there and whatnot. And actually, like I listen to some of his music and everything too. Is like as dorky and cliche as it sounds, but like some of the shit goes hard while I'm working. What exactly, like, what's he been up to? I'm a little curious about that. Dude, he's like a realtor or something now, and he sells like those big $1 million houses over in like California and shit. I don't know why I would not expect that, but I mean, hey, if you're making your paper, good for you. Like, whatever he's doing, it looks like it's going well for him, and hell yeah, man, that's all I got to say about that. Yeah, get that bread up. But yeah, he was the one who pointed it out when we were. I don't know what the context was, but it's like, look, if you want to be proud, like there's nothing wrong with being proud of, like your service, being a Marine, even if you were in for 4, who cares? Like, wear it with pride, but that doesn't give you the excuse. It doesn't give you the excuse to look like a bag of ass. And I hate to say this, but that is what the bro vet community is known for, being prideful, but looking like all the standards that they had just went to hell. It's like, you look fat, you look out of shape. It would be a good, it's almost like, like when the fake tough guy talks about how tough they are. And I proudly say that I can still fit in my uniforms. I put them all the other day. There you go, sir. That's what, dude, I did an episode yesterday with I don't want to steal your thunder, but there was a comedian that I was doing one with, and they had this guy who checked in, and you could tell he wasn't making the weight standards. Oh, yeah. And the buttons were bulging out, and some like Hispanic gunny was like, "Why are your buttons like why do your alphas look like they in condition 1? Change that shit." Dude, okay. Do you remember in boot camp those the training drill instructors that we had for a week? And that dude was like an Asian one, actually. And he would try to scream, "Move faster," and he'd be like, "Mufasa, Mufasa." And I'm like, "Is it the Lion King?" He's like, "Mufasa, Mufasa." And I'm like, dude, anytime someone says Hispanic gunny, I just think of that guy. Do you remember? Was it Gomez? I think it was one of the guys in our platoon in boot camp. Yes, Gomez. Yeah, I remember his face. Yes. He pointed out something because we had, I don't think it's the same one, but there was another drill instructor during that week that we had, and he was trying to give us tips on like how to drill and stuff like that.
And we didn't notice it at the time, but we thought it was motivating, right? Like he's showing us how to properly look, how to walk. And then after we went through the whole cycle of boot camp, we're like, bro, this guy was like completely tilted or something, like his back was off because the way that he would do it. And then I remember Gomez getting up to explain it, and this motherfucker goes like so far back, like he's doing like a limbo, like he's trying to play limbo.
Oh yeah. Motherfucker's built like a question mark. He is the word Mississippi.
Yes.
Crooked neck, I, crooked neck, PPI.
That's a lot of punctuation. I can't, but I know what you mean though.
I spelled the word Mississippi.
Wait, say that again.
You've never heard that?
I thought those were, I didn't not hear any letters in that. I heard question marks. I said,
homeboy has scoliosis. He's built like a question mark, just like the word Mississippi. M-I, crooked neck, I, crooked neck, P-P-I. You've never heard that as a kid?
No!
Dude, that was how I learned how to spell Mississippi in elementary school.
I would not pick that.
But then again, I went to an elementary school where it was named after the local Indian tribe. So the name was hard as shit to spell. It was called Conococheague, but it's spelled C-O-N-O-C-O-C-O-C-H-E-A-G-U-E.
C-O-C-O-N-O-C-O-A-G.
A-G-U-E. Conococheague.
Jews.
Down.
Oh, man.
There's a trailer park next to it. Even better.
Oh, that definitely sounds West Virginia, East Coast hickish a little bit.
Well, that is what you'll find here. Everyone's either a hick or a Mennonite.
What are the Mennonites again?
So it's like watered down Amish. So Mennonites, backstory on it. It's something to do with Simon Menno. It's a branch off of Christianity, but like way stricter. They dress like they're Amish and everything like that.
Yeah.
Only drive black cars and everything like that. They only use electricity if it's like for work and shit like that. So like they still have cell phones, but they don't like listen to music or anything like that. Because for a while I worked for a Mennonite owned fabrication shop, and it was really weird. Like I wasn't allowed to cuss in the shop or anything like that. Yeah, I only worked there for like a month. It very obviously did not work out.
Yeah, I would see why. I would agree.
Yeah, but they own all the farms and everything around here. I'm surrounded by nothing but farms, but like shit, I mean, they make up like half my customers. They got equipment that breaks and they're like, hey, I need this fixed. And I'm like, all right, you got the money. I got the equipment.
Yeah. Don't have any hate. You don't have any beef with them.
No, absolutely not. Like, a company that I do business with locally, Trailer Enterprises, by the way, shout out to them. If you're ever in like the Maryland, Pennsylvania area, you need to buy a trailer, go to Trailer Enterprises. They got all your trailer needs, but, they're a Mennonite owned company, but I used to work with a lot of those dudes over at another company I worked for called Camp Superline. And they're great people, super awesome to deal with. Like some of the nicest people I've ever met in my life. But yeah, they're all Mennonites and everything too. So don't remember where I was going with that, but they're great people.
Yeah, Mennonites are great people. The watered down, the Amish 2.0, the Amish light. Great community.
Amish up here.
Wait, what?
There actually is some Amish up here. My buddy, the one I was telling you about, our part-time employee, Cole, he was about 40 minutes away over in Dry Run, Pennsylvania. You drive up Route 75, but once you get so far up 75, the road is super beat up because of the horse and buggies going through there all the time. Like you're literally driving and there's signs saying, watch for horse and buggy.
Do they have, I think I've seen them once, but are they it's almost like the deer warning signs, but instead of a deer, you see an actual imprint of like an Amish horse and buggy.
Yeah. You see big yellow signs like that, like everywhere. And the road is just super tore up, dude.
That's not a myth, people. That is an actual thing that we're talking about. Those signs do exist. Look them up.
Yeah. Dude, it's bad. Like that road is notorious for just like destroying your vehicle. But jokes on them, I drive a shit box. I am a firm believer on I will only drive old vehicles that are less than $5,000 because like I don't believe in paying, 20 to 100 grand for any kind of vehicle that's not even been out long enough to know if it's reliable or not. That's why I drive a 1994 F-150 with a fucking tractor engine in it. The thing's got a 4.9 liter inline six engine. It doesn't make enough power to even hurt itself.
I would be curious to debate that, but I don't even know what my own position is on owning cars now. I do admit that they become way too overpriced. They certainly are a ripoff, but like older cars, they're going to break down.
The only thing electronic in my truck, yeah, it's electronic fuel injected. The only thing electronic in it is that and the fucking radio. The thing is a 5-speed manual transmission. Everything in it's mechanical, stupid easy to work on. Like, things never let me down. And I only paid $4,000 for it. And that truck has made me so much money, it ain't even funny.
You're lucky that I'm very car illiterate and I didn't understand what you meant by all that other stuff. But I'm glad you're making your cash though with it.
Hey, that was me a few years ago, because I've definitely made my purchases with vehicles to where I'm just like, if you pop the hood, I'm like, hell yeah, man, that's an engine. But after having to work on my own stuff because I'm too cheap to have other people work on it or go to a shop or anything like that, I learned very quickly what things are.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a huge DIY kind of guy. Like, I'm a firm believer that if you're a fucking man, and especially if you have kids, you got to set the example, and you better be able to work on shit and fix it yourself. Because in telling you right now, I live off of that whole theory of ain't nobody coming to help you.
Mm-hmm.
I tell myself that every day. Like, when I'm in a sticky situation or I'm all pissed off, like, man, this sucks, I'm just like, hey, you better get through it, because ain't nobody coming to help your ass.
Yeah. I think we have two different schools of thought, because like I'm very I don't want to say the word pampered, but like I'm too damn impatient. And I'm just like, you know what? If I have enough cash, because you know the goal is to be stupid rich and put myself above everyone else, you know, why not get someone else to do it? But I mean, like when the doomsday does happen, when the apocalypse does happen, we'll see how long that lasts though compared to yours though, because you'll probably do better than I am.
Oh, dude, when doomsday apocalypse comes, I don't care what form or shape it's in, we're all fucked. Like, I'm not expecting to live longer than like 10 minutes.
It's so funny too, because everybody talks like we're gonna have a game plan, like we know how we're gonna live. We always frame it in the perspective like we're gonna make it through it. Dude, we really are all like a zombie apocalypse. Like, I'm not gonna be able to I live in Albuquerque, New Mexico, where it's a mile above sea level. I will not have the lung capacity to outrun anything. I'm just gonna like get in the fetal position and probably just die.
Probably just die, just get bitten up right off the bat.
Yes, I'll just have to accept the pain, just tolerate it. Maybe run to a mountain, but even then I'm gonna get winded going up that thing.
Accept the pain and tolerate it. And this just made me think, all right, you know those scenes in movies where someone gets got by the zombies, like, oh no, they fell and tripped and all the zombies just start ripping them apart?
Yep.
How long do you think it takes before you just don't feel that shit anymore? Like, if you're getting ripped apart by zombies.
Oh, I don't know if I want to think about that, because now I'm picturing like the pain and just getting on.
Definitely got to feel that for at least like 20 to 30 seconds.
I wonder how the adrenaline affects that though, because even with the adrenaline pumping through, if they're tearing through your skin, does it go past the adrenaline? Ugh, that's gotta.
Dude, I don't know, man. They're like, it's like you're getting quartered and tied. Like, you might as well just like accept every limb is getting ripped off.
Well, I think it would depend too. Where are you getting bit though? I mean, where are you getting bit in the neck? Oh, I don't even want to imagine getting bit in the neck. That's got.
They are holding you up off the ground, and there are so many of them. They're all reaching a hand at you.
I mean, I guess it would be so painful, because if it's literally everywhere, you don't really have time to like process like specific pain points. You know what I mean? It's almost like in Major Pain when the guy had like his leg blown off, so he breaks the guy's finger so that way he can forget about the pain in the other spot.
Well, you think, because zombies are like rotting corpses, do you think it'd be possible to like wait out the zombie apocalypse, because they'd all have to decay eventually?
Do their bodies decay though?
I don't know. It depends on what movie you're watching.
That's a good. Yeah, we do need to clarify what zombies we're talking about. I will say this though: if it's World War Z type zombies, fucking forget. I'm not entertaining any possibility. If the zombies can sprint, we're all fucked.
Okay, 2004, Dawn of the Dead.
Okay, I think I remember this one well enough.
One where they're in the mall and like the zombies are like full blown sprint. I think that was the first movie where zombies could actually sprint.
Yes.
And they were like full blown, like they can run forever.
Well,
like Heath running into the desert type of deal.
Yeah. Well, that does. Well, I think we're both in a very blessed spot, because even though I'm in a big city, I still live in a state similar to Maryland where it's very spread out and it's kind of like out in the woods or something like that. So I feel like as long as you can escape to somewhere that's silent or unknown, you should be fine. But with zombies like that, yeah, I wouldn't want to be in any place with a populace at that point. If the zombies can run, no way.
They can run farther than I can. I tell you what, I'm like, you saw how my cardio was while we were in. Ain't no way. But then again, okay, if we were doing normal cardio, it wasn't that bad. But like these motherfuckers had us doing 9-mile runs on a Monday morning, running to the front gate of Lejeune and back. Like, fuck just does that.
I remember Doc Curtis when after we did that one, we didn't have PT for the rest of the week. And I remember he called out everyone on like the hallway for right before we came out to morning formation. And he's like, guys, you want to know how you don't have knee pain or problems with your feet or anything? Don't fucking run a half mile on a moment's notice. All right. And he's like the nicest corpsman ever. And you just start to see him break a little bit from everybody coming up to him for questions.
Wait, Doc who?
Doc, no, it wasn't Doc Curtis. It was Doc Plant who did it.
Yeah, dude, old Doc Plant.
Whatever happened to him? I miss him. Such a sweet guy.
I don't know, dude. He just kind of disappeared and just left his footprint with our platoon, and we were like, "I'll never forget you."
Insert Joey Carone coming into replacement.
Joey Carone. I need to reach out to him. I haven't talked to him lately. I was keeping up with him.
Hey, Joey, answer your phone next time when people reach out to you. I've been trying to get a hold of you for like 2 years, and you still this is how.
Well, he's a workaholic too. Like he's one of those dudes where he's contracted. He's like a rigger that builds and works on Navy ships.
No, I know that, but the problem is he still sends me memes as if he's expecting me to see them, and it's like, okay, wait a minute. You have the time to expect the reaction out of me, and I send you messages back. You like,
let me
Joey. Joey.
Dollar terms. He's probably on his break, and the fact that he sent you something like that, that's just him letting you know, hey man, I thought about you. So
I know
what
it's hard to, and I know you could probably rant about this one because I know we all fill this role for somebody, but it's like unfortunately for some people, I'm that guy where I get all the memes sent to me. And I have to do the homework of looking through all 500 of them. Like, all right, that one's funny. And it's, dude, I hate to be that guy. Joey's the real sender. I'm the consumer of it all.
Dude, if someone sends me like 10 memes in a row within like a day, and I'm like, holy shit, this is too many to watch at once, I'm just going to watch like the last 2 that they sent me, and like, that's it.
Yes. And I don't even know if I'm going to watch them the whole way through or leave the honest reaction.
Yeah. Yeah, I hate to say it, but I am like, dude. All right. So me and my wife were talking about this the other day, and I was like, hey, when's the last time I had a weekend off? And she was like, last weekend. And I'm like, okay, in the last 2 months, how many weekends have I had off? And she's like, I don't know. And I'm like, last weekend. Like, I stay so busy, it's not even funny. And the thing is, I just have a problem with biting off more than I can chew. Not biting off more than I can chew, but being like, oh man, I really love money, but I'm like, holy shit, man, I got a lot of shit to do.
Yeah.
Like I worked yesterday. Like yesterday was my day off from my 9 to 5. So I ran my business solo last summer into this winter, and then work got slow during the winter. So I went and worked in a fabrication shop for a little bit. I'm at the end of my 2 weeks this week because I've just been juggling everything back and forth. To where I'm like, hey, I'm making more money with my business now. So like, obviously I'm going to go and do that. So like yesterday was my day off, and I was out working yesterday. I drove an hour down to Walkersville, Maryland to build a set of trailer ramps, weld ladder steps on the side of a Connex box, and then cap some posts for a gate. I was there, did like 5 hours worth of work, and walked away with like $650. So like, why am I going to go do a 40-hour job and make $700 for 40 hours when I can do that in 5 hours?
No, I agree with you, man. It's
But yeah, like last week alone, like 700 of it was my regular job, but from last week alone, like I profited $3,000.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, all right, I'm not busting my ass to do the 40 hours anymore. So that way, like I can be home and have time with my family and stuff, because ultimately end goal, like, regardless of what your retirement plan is or what your end goal is, you're going to end up working for the next, 20, 30, 40 years. And, that's going to take away some important moments from your family. And I don't want to be that guy. I want to be able to make enough money to where I can still be there for all of those significant achievements that my kids have. Like say, they have a baseball game, or they're like, they have their high school graduation or something like that, or they got states or something like that. I want to be there for those things. I don't want to be that dad that was like, oh yeah, I got to work, I'm not going to make it. Like, I want to be able to pick and choose.
Yes. And I think we forget that too. It's like, because we just go to work because we know it sustains us. But if you step back and really think about it, like, okay, why do we actually work or even safer retire. Like, what's the whole point of retiring, right? So you have enough to sustain yourself when you can't work, and when you want to enjoy, ideally, what's the rest of your life.
I mean,
But
shit. My 401k a month ago.
wait, do what?
I pulled my 401k a month ago from one of my old jobs. I was like, why am I letting someone else make money off of my money?
Mm-hmm.
I want to be able to take my money and invest it as needed or, properly. And I didn't have a significant amount in there anyway for it to make a difference. And I'm still young enough to where if I had to start over on a 401k or an IRA right now, it wouldn't be that big of a deal. So I hadn't pulled that shit. And I'm glad I did when I did, because my dad called me last night because he was fixing to pull his 401k. And he was like, dude, the market dropped. He's like, I'm out $4,000 what I would have been 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So I'm just glad I pulled it when I did, because the market for that is absolutely crashing right now, because I don't know why, but everyone's pulling their 401ks for the same damn reasons right now.
Well, I don't know. Well, I know you don't keep track of the news too much, thankfully, but there's a very special event that's going on 2,000 miles away. We have the privilege of fighting on behalf of particular people in a magical place called the Islamic Republic of Iran. So the stock market doesn't like that, though. So that's why it's been tanking a little bit.
Oh, lovely. Yeah. I don't keep up with that stuff because, one, it's just like, no matter where you go, especially on the internet, it's like everyone's either like, fuck Israel or fuck Palestine and this, that, or the other. And I'm like, dude, I really don't give a shit about either. Unless it's directly affecting me, I do not care. Like, why am I being shown this? I don't even interact with it in the algorithms. Like,
well, that's where it's going too, because it's like, it's funny not to throw the partisan stuff in it, but it's there was a meme talking about it, but it's like, wait, it was like paratroopers, like they're gonna get ready to parachute into Iran, and then one of the parachuters, he has like this wake up moment. He's like, wait a minute, Iran never called me a Nazi. What am I jumping in for? And I'm like, and I think about it too, because I don't know how it is with you in Maryland where you're from, but it's like, I walk outside in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and there's like all these drug addicts and like all these needles like sitting around in downtown. It's like, I think I should worry about that a little more than nuclear radiation from.
Oh yeah, it's like that. Our big problem right now too is we have a huge problem here with illegals. Like right now, dude, all I've been hearing about locally is because they're opening an ICE detention center here, which I'm all about it.
Yes.
But everyone's protesting it and trying to fight it. So like, dude, no matter where I drive, it's like every weekend, if I drive through downtown Hagerstown, there's some sort of protest happening. But like, I don't mind it though, because if I drive my truck through there, it's free advertising.
Yeah, I suppose. And hey, probably free labor, cheap labor for you, if they bring in enough of them.
No, I don't hire hands. The only people that I hire for labor, so I have like a select few people that are my go-to as far as like hiring for like if I need a hand for the day, and they gotta already know how to weld and everything like that. It's like usually it's people that I've worked with before, and I'm like, hey man, I got the equipment, I just need to run you for the day. I'll pay you like $22 an hour cash.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, yeah, I'll be there. And I'm like, sweet, be at my house at like 6 a.m. when we'll ride there together. And I don't even have them weld. And I usually just have them clean stuff up for me so I can weld it and speed run through shit for the day. But it's very rare that I have to do that.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, usually I'm like a one-man job when it comes to that shit. Because I'm not cheap and I charge by the hour depending on the job. I mean, some jobs are just like fixed rate jobs. Like, for example, this upcoming Thursday, the day before my tattoo, I have to cut out the main frame support between two cross members on a dump trailer. This dude lent his 16-foot dump trailer out to his buddy, and the guy went to dump it on a hill. If you dump a dump trailer on a hill, it's going to twist. Well, it twisted and it busted out the frame right there. So I got to cut a section of it out, replace it, weld the pivots and everything back to it, fish plate it and everything. So for that, I was like, oh, it's going to take me a couple hours, but if I just charge a fixed rate, I'll make a little bit more money off of it. So I was like, hey, how does $600 sound? And he was like, yeah, 600 is fine. And I'm like, sweet, it'll probably take me about 3 hours. And that'll cover everything, including the mobile fee, the consumables, everything like that. Now, jobs where I'm charging by the hour, welding isn't cheap. I'm expensive, but I'm also not the most expensive guy in my area, but I'm not the cheapest guy in my area. Usual independent mobile welders, especially in this area, are going to range anywhere from $90 an hour to like $170 an hour. I charge $125 an hour, but then I also charge my consumables on top of that. I charge my mileage on top of that. So like, usually when I'm going to go fix shit, it's something that like, you know, it's for a company. They're willing to just drop that money right then and there. It's usually that or private contractors. Like there have been several times where it's like, all right, it's a Saturday. I'm just hanging out at the house and someone's blowing up my phone and I answer the phone. They're like, hey, I literally just broke the bucket to my skid steer. Can you come fix it like right now? And I'm like, all right, well, it's a Saturday. And since you need it done right now, it's going to cost a little bit more. They'll send me pictures. The last one I did, they sent me pictures. It was the mounting bracket for it on the back, which is literally just a piece of flat bar with 5 welds on it. He was like, hey, I need this replaced like right now. Like we're on the job. And I was like, all right, yeah, I can come fix it, but it's going to cost you $350. And he was like, all right, sweet. Yeah, that's fine. Just whatever. I need it fixed right now. Dude, went out there. I was there for 25 minutes, like including setup, cleanup, and everything. I welded for like 10 minutes, walked away with $350. So I was like, no fucking brainer.
Yes. To sum that all up, give him money. All right. We're going to work for the rest of our lives.
If your shit's broken, don't be broken. Call me.
Yes. I don't care what you can't afford. All right. You can't afford a home in this day and age. Gas is going to go up. I know you're destitute, but that doesn't mean that we have to be. All right. Give us money. And with that said, be sure to like and subscribe, comment, share the episode. I need the following too. With that said,
yeah, well, anyone who has Facebook, if you know me and you haven't already, go follow Reynolds Weld Repair. It's under Reynolds Weld Repair. We are an LLC. However, it's just not in the name on there. But go give us a like and a follow. If you can find it in your heart too. Just like those Jesus people knocking on your door, like, would you find it in your heart to talk about the Lord and Savior Jesus for 5 minutes? Dude, you know what's so ironic? So you know how like the whole me having that 666 tattoo was like a big deal to like all the Jesus freaks in the platoon?
yeah.
Okay.
You had a 666 I didn't know that.
Dude, I got that in Japan. Anyway, fucking, that was a thing for a while. But the irony in all that is I live across the street from these people that run the local church. And like, I know every single one of them. They're all great people, but they are like diehard Christians. Like their house is jam-packed full of people every Sunday and Wednesday. And they're over there listening to like Christian gospel.
Are they like non-denominational or like Baptist or what?
I don't know specifically. It's some form of like Christianity. I think they're Lutheran or something like that.
Oh, okay. I just imagine some like Southern Baptist family. They're like, I forgot who said it, but I could picture them like hearing something like that from you and be like, oh, it's all right, sweetheart. You're going to burn in hell, but I'll pray for you.
No, they're actually great people. It's funny because like they run a lot of the farms. So the road I live on specifically, about how Clear Spring's like a cult. There's like 4 big families that own all the land in Clear Spring, and it's all farmland. Well, yeah. Their whole family, we're all nice with them. They own all the farms on the opposite side of the road, like on a mile stretch in each direction from us. So like when they hit me up for like an emergency repair or something like that, and it's literally because like they got to do their farm work or something. When it comes to farm work like that, and it's someone I know, like I'll cut them a deal. So like when we had that crazy snowstorm here recently, they were like, hey, I broke the mounting brackets for my plow. Like I cracked the welds on it, and they sent me a picture of it. And I'm like, dude, this will take me 10 minutes to weld. I'm like, if you can bring it up to my house, I'll just do it real quick. And they brought it up here and everything. Took me like 10 minutes worth of welding out in the wind and the snow. But I was like, yeah, you're good. And they were like, how much do I owe you? I'm like, don't fucking worry about it. Get back to work. See you.
I love that communal type vibe.
Because farmers and stuff, like if it's something stupid like that, that's only going to take me 5 minutes. Like that's their livelihood. Like I'm going to help them out. Mm-hmm. And plus that later on down the road, they end up coming back to me anyway. So,
yeah. One thing I've noticed, we're almost an hour in. I don't think we've talked anything about, and this is a good thing, I would say. We haven't talked really much about your Marine Corps career. Huh?
Are we really an hour in?
I think so. I mean, it's already
Christ.
Yeah, because we started maybe we're like 45 minutes in. I could be wrong. There's not a timer on it, but it's already 6:30 your time, which we started at what, 5:30 or
something like that.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I think we're 45. I can't remember, but
God forbid catch a vibe and a little bit of motion.
Speaking of motion, what did Reynolds do when he was in the Marine Corps? For those who are not familiar with you. What
did I do while I was in the Marine Corps?
Yes.
Well, I was in 2nd Battalion, 8th Marines. Yeah, how ironic. My phone's on 28%.
Beautiful. And on March 28th, by the way, the day we're recording this.
Dude, holy shit, no way. And it's wild because before we did this call, I was out in the driveway welding pipe because, you know, I like to get that practice in. Actually, you might be able to see it. My truck's still set up with pipe on the back of it right now.
There we go.
But, shit, what the hell is I getting at? Oh, yeah. So, 2nd Battalion, 8th Marines, I was in 81's platoon, 2nd section, gun 8, B minus. And I think I was one of the only people that actually stayed on that gun the entire time I was in. I never once switched guns. But yeah, I switched around and played a little bit on every billet on the gun. And I just kind of existed for like the 4 years that we were in. I wasn't really a main character in the platoon or anything like that. I was more or less just a bystander. And that was basically my service, to sum it up, and I'll take it for what it is. Yeah. That is what I did in the Marine Corps. I did a booze cruise to Japan, and then did a shitty ass MEU to the Middle East when we were supposed to go to Europe, which was going to be dope as hell, and I was so excited about that.
Isn't it weird when the one time that we do go to war with Iran, it's of course when we're out. You couldn't have done it when we were in. Well, we didn't know all that was going on when we had our time to shine.
Yeah, and then the whole COVID thing happening during that, they made it sound like while we were gone, they made it sound like the zombie apocalypse was happening or some shit. They're like, the virus, the virus.
Yeah.
Like, dude, whatever. It was, I don't know, man. It was more or less a stepping stone for me. I try not to, like, my experiences in the Marine Corps that are significant to me are literally just the memories that I have with my buddies and stuff. All the dumb shit, like being out in the field and hanging out on the gun and shit like that. Like, that is the Marine Corps to me. Like,
yeah,
dude, I would do almost anything just to get to have the platoon on the gun line, hanging out for an afternoon. Like, we don't even have to be firing, but just in position on the gun line, everyone bullshitting again just for a day. I would pay any amount of money just to do that again.
You know what's crazy? I think there's an actual machine gun, maybe even a mortar range that's out in Arizona, which to me, that obviously isn't that far away, but to everybody else, that's obviously a little bit of a hop, skip, and a jump, but
okay.
I'm not saying it's impossible.
I got to exclude a couple people, and what I mean by that is, like, I'm talking about the gun line. I'm not talking about Gunny and the platoon commander and none of that, not unless it's going to be fucking Captain Mulder out there.
You don't want the platoon leadership out there? Like, come on, like, they're a part of it too.
I don't know, man. I don't have a filter anymore. So if Gunny Bowden got under my skin, I'd be like, Gunny, what the fuck? Like,
well, you know him because he's in the space force.
Being a corporal for the short amount of time that I was, like, I bit my tongue a lot when Gunny Bowden would be like, hey, we're doing this. And I'm like, why the fuck would we do that? That's so stupid. Grown ass man rules. This is regular society. Like, if someone talks to me like that, they're going to lose teeth. That's my rant. Anyway.
No, rant, please. I mean, that's what builds the passion, builds the clips.
Money just to be on the gun line with the boys again. Like, even with the dudes that I don't talk to anymore. And it's weird because, like, there's some people that I was in with that, like, I just don't talk to anymore, or I've had, like, falling outs with, and I don't even know why. Like, I'm not going to name names, but, like, I had a buddy of mine that, like, I even knew him before the Marine Corps. Like, we even went to high school together at one point. He was still in when I was getting married. He was actually supposed to be one of my groomsmen. And I called him one night to be like, hey man, like, wedding's coming up. Did you order your plane tickets or whatever? And he was like, I got to call you back. I'm on duty. And I was like, oh, okay, that's kind of weird. And then he was like, oh, my roommate got COVID, blah, 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 something like that. And I was like, what? And he just didn't show up. And I've never heard from the guy since then. I mean, I've tried reaching out to him a couple times just to figure out, like, what happened or anything, but I don't know. It's been years and I still haven't heard from the guy.
Yeah, well, I don't know. It's weird. Like, friends come in your life from people at a restaurant, they just go in and out as they please.
Yeah, it wasn't anyone from our platoon or our unit, but it was just someone that I had a lot of history with. So I'm just like, I wonder what the fuck happened. But, like, there's people that, like, I just don't talk to and shit. And I also have, like, my own reasons for not wanting to talk to some people and shit because, like, I have reasons that are probably a bigger deal in my head than they are in the other person's head. But, it is what it is.
It is weird because, like, with guys, like, it's really not that complicated. We just don't like talking for whatever reason. When I guarantee you, if we just take the initiative to reach out, it would be like the happiest reunion. You're like, wait a minute, like, you thought about me? or something like that, or it's like, oh yeah,
reaching out. Someone I have to give a shitload of credit to. Someone who's always on it and reaching out and trying to check in on people, like making sure all the boys are good. Dude, Gallo. I was keeping up with Gallo every day for a while, but he's mainly on Snapchat and stuff. I don't have Snapchat anymore. I don't have any of that stuff. But he actually me the other day recently, and he was like, hey man, I haven't heard from you in a while. Just wanted to check in and make sure that like you're doing all right. Make sure you're not like, you don't got a gun barrel in your mouth or anything like that. Just wanted to make sure you're doing all right. This isn't an emergency or anything. And I was like, hey man, I really appreciate you checking on me. I don't know if this is a video or recording, but I'm gonna hit the.
yeah. Don't worry, it's not illegal. You're not gonna get med-cept for hitting the John F. Kennedy.
I was gonna say I'm completely out anyway. My inactive reserve time's up, and I live in a legal state.
Oh, it's illegal?
We're recreationally legal in Maryland. Like I can just walk in the store and buy this.
Oh, okay, nice.
Walk in the
Well,
store.
here is the Shrek socks, folks. You can see the donkey. I don't know if
Donkey. Oh, good low.
that'll do. Yep. Oh, good.
Donkey.
Dirty.
Dude, I will never forget that.
Hey, Tyler, will you respond to my message? Because I'm trying to get you back on the show again. Spoiler alert.
Who?
Gunny Whitman?
Dude, wait, he's a gunny now?
Yes, sir. He got promoted, I want to say last month.
Oh, congrats.
Relatively recently.
I hate to say it, but like, so out of our seniors, I didn't have a lot of respect for most of them, but I will say Whitman was definitely one of them. Like, I definitely had some respect for that guy because he was like a genuine dude, but like he still had that senior, like, still had the whole mindset of like, I'm a senior, you're a boot. Like, I get it. But like, he wasn't a douchebag about it. Like, he was actually still like a human about it. And he was actually funny as fuck with it.
I'd recommend that you listened because he was on the show once back in 2022, I think, when the show was really starting. I recommend you watch that episode because he really went in depth on like reflecting on his time as our senior. It's actually really good talk.
My favorite seniors that we had, and they're probably like my only favorite ones. Faux show, like probably hands down my favorite is Purdue. Fucking love Purdue. He actually came up to my house not too long ago. He only lives like 2 hours away down in Virginia, but he's actually doing great. He went from blue collar truck driving to having a kid and moving up to like some crazy 6-figure white collar job. He's doing great. I'm definitely proud of him. And he was one of those seniors where like when I was having a really hard
what is he doing to make the bank?
Some kind of white collar job. I don't know, but he's doing absolutely great. And I'm definitely really proud of him. But Purdue, definitely Vidrio. And it's weird because with Vidrio, I had this weird little bit of beef with him personally when I got out. And like, I said something to him about it when I had my kid because I was going through some shit. And I was like, that was totally unwarranted. But like, I see that he's just, a dude doing his thing, going through the same shit. So like, I miss the dude. I'm definitely proud of him. And he was definitely like the best squad leader I ever had. And like, I will never take any of that for granted. Yeah, those two stuck out the most to me. Same thing with Whitman, old Saggy. Oh, also another one of my favorite seniors. Cannot forget, honorable mention, fucking Hans Nakatsukasa, man. Dude, he's doing great. Yeah, apparently he's doing really well. He's getting married. Fuentes for sure, dude. I love Fuentes. I miss that guy. I have a lot of respect for that man.
Mm-hmm.
Fuentes definitely a great dude. Dude, who was that one dude? Oh my God, his teeth freaked me out. Fucking, I called him Muff Dive. Muffaletto.
Wait, what? I've never heard of this. I don't recall his teeth being like.
Dude, I swear to God, like
Muffaletto. I'm sorry to put you on the spotlight like this.
He
but
would put me at parade rest.
Me.
For the ones putting me at parade rest. I was like, them bitches is fake. I was like, ain't no way they make veneers. And he'd be like,
yeah.
Hey, bitch.
Those real teeth, show them.
Dude, finger straightened off the trigger. He just flagged me from like thousands of miles away.
Well, in Civ Div, that's actually not something you can get kicked out for, separated.
Give me 1 second. Can you do me a favor? Can you bring me my phone charger, please? This is my wonderful wife. She's letting the dogs out. Dogs, go outside. Let me make room for you.
I can kill the boys, please.
Oh, here, Beckham, come here. I want people to meet you real quick. So this is my
Guest
old
appearance.
Scott Reynolds.
This is my. This is Poppy.
That's Poppy, his troll doll.
What's up, Poppy?
No, Poppy's not
Yeah,
a
that's fine.
doll. Poppy's not a doll. Poppy's real.
Okay.
This
All right,
is
buddy. Well, can you go
Poppy.
back in? Daddy's still recording right now.
See if I can-
Or two.
Well, Daddy's doing an interview right now. All right. So I need you going, buddy.
I'm leaving here at 7.
I'll be
To go where?
Pick up the harvest.
Are you leaving them here? What time is it?
Almost 7. I'll
Dude.
take them with me.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Come on, Bob.
Sorry I'm doing this. You're being recorded right now.
Should I start? Eating?
All right.
All right, boys.
That's wrong in the show.
Don't get in. I will not take you to McDonald's.
Mommy, Bobby.
I'll give you my card to go to McDonald's and you take them. You get them whatever you want.
We buy one of everything. Let's go.
I want Daddy.
You can have Daddy later.
The never-ending, heartbreaking story of your kids wanting to do shit with you, but you're busy.
Yeah, isn't it terrible? We're talking about trying to have, enjoyable memories and moments with our kids, and here I am not helping you hold up that end of the bargain.
I'm with them all the time. It can wait. You're gonna see me. Hold on. All right,
Picture time?
I'm see sideways now
Okay.
because I got my phone plugged in.
All right.
Yeah, for anyone who's stuck around for this long, I don't know if you're going to chop this up and edit it a little bit or what, but for anyone who's stuck around this long, like, kudos to you. Miss you guys.
Absolutely. We miss the boys.
Yeah, dude, I
With-
miss the boys a lot. No, I see people post from time to time, and it's wild because, like, sometimes, like, I hate to admit it, but, like, I'll forget about some people, and then I'll see they posted something online, and I'm like, oh, my God, dude, and then all these memories jump back. And,
Yep.
yeah.
So with
Dude,
the
everyone
boys in
having
mind,
stuff. I think Langelo had a kid recently.
he did have a kid, actually. I was going to show the photos if you wanted to dive into those.
Oh, dude. Okay, so that is me and Lusty on the gun in UAE. And
Okay.
what was it? That was like earlier that day. We got hit with like a sandstorm or something like that. Everyone was all pissed off because we were all caked in sand and sweaty. Like it was in every crack and crevice. But me and Lusty were just trying to make the most out of it. And I forget who it was. I think it was Christy. We were giving Christy the ick because me and Lusty were just like being like, you want another round? Ooh, woo. Like some dumb shit like that. So that's why we were posing like that and taking pictures. And I remember, dude, like right when it got dark, we were firing at night. And I was back over on my gun. And it was like me, Pacheco, McKinney, Pedal, and all them. But Bowman was asleep in the tent. And Pacheco's like, hey, go check on Bowman, make sure he's still good. And I go into the tent. And Bowman is like boots off, belt undone, like his skivvy shirt is rolled up to his tits. He's sideways on his iso mat, gator rolling in the sand asleep. And I'm like, yeah, he's good. But luckily we ended up leaving like the very next morning, so like it didn't matter.
Yeah.
But no, the picture's always hilarious because like when people ask like to see pictures from like the military and stuff, I always show them that one and they're like, what the fuck are you guys doing? And we're just like,
Yeah. Is this
Like,
such a genuine happy photo? Like you don't
it's
see
like
those
this is
small-
what your tax dollars go to.
Yes, yes. But this is a good use of it, though. I'd rather have it go to here than go to, like, I mean, who the fuck do I care? I'm out anyway. I'd rather have it go there than, like, go to Iran or, go to Israel or, like, stuff like that.
Dude, speaking of tax dollars, okay, the amount of ammo that we would just dump, like, just shooting off, like, when we would finish a machine gun range and it's like, hey, we got all these belts left over. Who's trying to dump them? Like, now that I pay for my own ammo, I will never take that for granted ever again. The amount of ammo we dump in, like, that was thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. And I'm like, dude, we were just having fun.
We're so lucky, so privileged. So
honestly, we were with how expensive ammo is.
Yeah, very insane.
Awesome.
Fact. Let me, what's the second one
I
here?
still have a crippling caffeine addiction.
As you should. I've been getting into coffee recently, so I feel what you mean by that. It's very, what do I drink?
Yeah, what do you drink?
So I don't have a specific brand. I work at an Intel fab here in New Mexico. They just have like their own, I think it's like a Starbucks thing that they just bring in, but it's just regular black coffee. I just drink that.
Yeah, I drink black coffee, but I'm very picky about it because, like, I think Starbucks tastes like burnt trash. I'm a
Okay.
firm believer in the old-fashioned coffee pot, so I usually get like the Walmart brand, like vanilla coffee, and just drink that black, and it's pretty damn good.
Yeah, I'm still diving in the world of it, so I have not the slightest clue of like coffee brands, quality,
Oh, dude, no! If you want
timing,
something
anything.
that put some hair on your hot dog,
Please,
fuck, get Lavazza espresso grounds.
let me pull this up. Lavazza.
Yeah, you get it at Target. It's like $7 for a can. But dude, that shit will like it. That shit will have you shaking and shitting your pants, like shitting, pissing, and coming all at the same time.
Lavazza. Oh, Z. Okay.
Farting and farting. You know what I'm saying?
Lavazza espresso. Wait, is this a machine or an actual coffee like ground?
It's coffee. It's just coffee grounds, but it's espresso. Espresso is like super concentrated coffee, so there's like way more caffeine in it.
Okay. Should I? Because I was debating on doing this on the show that I did yesterday because I tried birria tacos for the first time. I was thinking about doing like a mukbang. Do you know what those are?
No,
You never heard of mukbangs?
no,
You've never heard of Nikocado avocado?
no.
Okay, mukbang. So this is what they are. It's a genre of like.
Buddy, I live off meat, egg, and cheese. I don't even know what the fuck you're talking about. It sounds like food.
It is food. So this is what it is. It's a Korean word, but what they do on YouTube is they'll get this obscene amount of food. I mean, like if you go to a restaurant, like let's say Chick-fil-A, you'll order like one of everything on the menu. You just put it out all on a plate, and the YouTube video is just you trying to eat as much as you can, and you're talking and joking and jiving with people. But you're just it's basically gluttony, but on steroids is what it is. And I thought about doing it yesterday, but maybe I should get this coffee and just mukbang that for a show.
You gotta be careful doing that. You might make your fucking heart explode.
Oh, absolutely. So I got some homework for you. I'm going to get these coffee grounds. Look up Nikocado avocado. This guy was a vegan like YouTuber, and then he became this super like popular youth content creator. He developed a character, but he literally ballooned up to like 400 something pounds because of his mukbang, and he just made it a part of his character. Fucking gross human being, but an amazing content creator. Very funny.
That sounds absolutely disgusting because I tell you what, obese people gross me out.
Yes, it's
like at what point are you not like, hey, this is a fucking problem? Like
that's just to give you an idea.
It's disgusting.
To give you an idea of how gross this guy is, one of his favorite things to mukbang was Takis. That like that weird, like it's like that Mexican type of crunchy thing to eat. Yes, so he'd have like all the food and like the dust of it just all over his face and stuff after he'd eat everything and just gorge himself. It is disgusting. I mean, gluttony is a very disgusting thing, and it's god awful. Don't get me wrong, very gross. You almost feel like you're gaining weight just by watching it, but I'm telling you, hilarious stuff.
That would probably make me sick to my stomach. It's weird. So I don't want to say I don't eat a lot, but like, I really don't eat a lot.
Yeah.
And my diet is very my diet consists of like meat, cheese, and grain.
Ugh.
I eat a shitload of meat. I love red meat.
I can do that for like a week, but my problem is I always every weekend I always feel like I deserve a splurge. If I could show you my DoorDash receipt orders, oh my god, I stick really good. They're on a good diet throughout the week, and then when the weekend comes, I'm like, okay, well, I don't want to get too thin, or I feel like I deserve it, and then I just order some bullshit.
Bro, you DoorDash?
I love DoorDash, brother. It's insane.
Dude, that's so expensive.
But it saves you so much
food. Quit being lazy.
Dude, fuck it. Think about what our bodies have gone through being mortarmen. Wait, what?
It's cheaper and it's better for you to cook and eat your own food.
You know what? I'm going to die and go to hell someday. I want you to know this, Reynolds.
Dude, we grow our own food.
Wait, what?
We grow our own food. We have a garden. I think we harvested like 56 squash or something like that this year. A bunch of watermelons, a bunch of pumpkins. We grow cucumbers. Like 30 jars of pickles.
I didn't have time to do that being a welder. That sounds insane.
No, my wife's a stay-at-home mom. She does homesteading.
Oh, okay. Well, that explains.
Yeah, so we grow our own foods. We're actually fixing to get chickens here soon. We're getting chickens, and that's why I'm more excited to run the business from home and have more time at home because we can invest more time into shit like that.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
We're very big on trying to be as self-sufficient as possible.
I have a completely different schedule. So like you it sounds like you're, in a more rural environment. You have a little more time because of your job, and then your wife's a stay-at-home. So she has time and she's extra hands. I live in a big city, and then I work like 50 hours a week doing a 6 to 4. Basically,
I'm gonna give you a quick little panoramic of what we're dealing with here.
Go ahead, show me. Spare no details.
There's a fucking turkey right there.
What up, G?
Yeah, that's the neighbor's turkey. But yeah, dude, I live out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
There's my sweet welding rig, and there's my beautiful wife leaving. She go beep or no? She probably didn't even see me. Oh, she beep. She loves me. Dogs, you coming in or staying out? Come on inside. Oh yeah, I have, dude. This dog, this fat obese dog that I have, it was the week I got out of the Marine Corps. I actually rescued her out of an abandoned building.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I was going to take her to the pound, but I just decided to keep her anyway. And now she does whatever I tell her to.
Yeah.
Here, let me move the chair. Hold on. Let me try and put them in the house. I'll sit you back down real quick. Sorry, I know this is turning into a clusterfuck of a video.
No, you're okay.
Bro! Oh my God, dude. My son locked me out. No, look, dude, look at this. My son locked me out.
Yo, Beckham, let's go!
No, she just left with the kids.
Oh, shit. Oh.
Oh, damn. All right. Dogs are staying out here.
Should I end the show to really leave Reynolds, like, screwed over here? Now he's got no stimulation.
Yeah, this is crazy. Now I'm home alone and I'm locked out of my own house. Well, I mean, whenever I'm done, I can just hop the fence and go in the front door.
Hey, don't worry, though. You have me. When have I ever steered you wrong, Reynolds?
Okay, wild story.
Send it.
You know what? This is a really embarrassing story, but I'm going to tell it because this will definitely raise some eyebrows. I'm not going to name who or anything gave me these, or I'm just going to say that I brought them. But, while we're there, we're getting messed up. Well, I decided that I wanted to eat some mushrooms. Mind you, I have really bad IBS.
IBS?
Irritable bowel syndrome.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so when I gotta go, it's absolutely fucking gut wrenching. Anyway, so mushrooms being a fungus or whatever, I eat these mushrooms and I'm all messed up. I'm vibing and everything. And after a while, I'm like, hey guys, I'm gonna go to sleep. It's been a long day because it was the day we drove down there, and I didn't take them until after we got there. But I was like, I'm gonna go to sleep. So I go to sleep, and I was sleeping in the back of my SUV. So I wake up a couple hours later and everyone else is still asleep. Well, I wake up and I'm still under the influence, for sure. But it feels like someone just grabbed my guts and twisted them. And I was like, yo, I got to shit right now. And I'm like, dude, we're out in the middle of nowhere. And I'm like, fuck, dude. So I'm like, all right, Lusty and Rivera are staying in the hunting cabin up the road. So I jump up and jump in the seat of this SUV. Mind you, I should not be doing this, but I did it anyway. It was either this or shit my pants. And so I start barreling down the road, and I'm like, all right, I got to get to the cabin. I call Lusty, and I'm like, hey, no one freak out or shoot or anything like that, because I'm going to come barreling down the lane, because it's 4 a.m. Everyone's asleep. I'm like, I got to shit so bad, just be waiting for me so I can run in. He's like, all right, whatever. Well, I roll up to a cabin, and it's all dark, and I run up to the door, and I'm jiggling the doorknob, and it's locked. And I'm like, what the hell? And I'm beating on the door, and I call Lusty, and I'm like, dude, open the fucking door. And he's like, I'm standing on the front porch, man. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm at somebody else's house, and the lights flip on. Dude, I jumped back in the car so quick. I went the wrong way down the road. Now, I'm still clenching my cheeks oh my God, oh my God. So I come barreling up the other way. So now I got to go double the distance. Finally make it to the cabin, and Lusty's like, I see him waiting on the porch, and he's like, God damn, sweetheart, you fucking make it here. And I'm like, yeah, dude, and I'm running. Dude, I got out of the car, I'm running up the stairs. Mind you, I'm still heavily under the influence. I get into the cabin, and I'm like, fuck yeah, I made it. Dude, I farted while I was running up the stairs, dude. I sit down in the goddamn bathroom, and I'm like, no! Dude, it started freaking out because I sharted. Dude, freaking the fuck out. And, okay, I don't know why my brain went to this, but, Collier and Rivera are asleep on the couch in the living room of this cabin, right? I strip down butt naked into nothing and get myself cleaned up. Well, I'm standing there tripping on mushrooms, holding my clothes, butt naked, wearing cowboy boots. And I walk out of this bathroom, standing in the living room, see them asleep. And I'm like, fuck, I got to get out of here before somebody wakes up. Well, I run out the door. and there's like 3 doors to this cabin. I run out the door and like there's just absolutely nothing, and I'm like start freaking out. I'm like, bro, where's my car? Oh my god, where's my fucking car? Dude, I'm losing it, dude. I run around the side of the house, find my car, and I'm like, dude, I can't believe I just went through all this. Like, I don't know how I'm ever going to recover from this. So like, I get myself all cleaned up and everything. And I don't know why, but instead of just fucking staying there, I drove my car back to where it originally was, put it in the same spot, and went back to sleep in the car. Like, the
That's
wildest.
not embarrassing of a story, though. I mean, like, are you really an adult if you haven't shit yourself at least once?
Do you remember Sergeant Beetler from ITB? He one of the machine gun instructors.
Wasn't he one of the guys in 2-8, or didn't he? Was he in 2-8 at one point with us?
I don't know what unit he was in, but I just remember he was this bigger dude. But I always remember him saying, "You're not a real Marine until you shit yourself." And I remember him telling us that he was in Afghanistan, like laying hate up in the gun truck, like in the turret. And he said that he like shit himself as he was like shooting, and the dudes down in the truck were like, "Oh my god," and were like throwing up and shit. And he was just up there returning fire, and like his boot blouses caught all of the shit.
Friendly chemical warfare fire.
That's what I'm saying, like gas, gas, gas.
Yeah.
But he was like, "You're not a real Marine until you shit yourself. You understand?" And we're just like, "Good to go, Sergeant."
That adds. There's so much weight behind it, knowing that he definitely shit himself in the heat of combat.
Dude, honestly, like, can you blame him?
No, I wouldn't blame him at all. That's a normal thing to do.
Like, I bet you he sat in that shit and then rode the whole way back too, and was like, "Yup."
Yeah, well, if you think about what he's having to do, he's having to kill dozens of other human beings. It's like, dude, pun intended, who gives a shit? Okay, I don't care that he shat. Oh my god.
Pun intended, who gives a shit? All
Yes.
right, what other pictures did I send you that you have?
You sent me that one. You sent me. I assume this is like a PT run. Wait a minute. Oh, that's my frat boy picture. Let me find this other one.
So, are you a college frat boy?
I sort of was when I was at ASU.
Oh, okay. So in that picture, that's me on the stretcher, and it is Doc. What is it? Doc Curtis, Langelo, and I can't remember that one staff sergeant's name.
There's a Connors here. I don't know if that's Lieutenant Connors.
Oh, Lieutenant Connors. Lieutenant Connors. That's what I'm thinking of. Well,
Yeah.
It's all of them carrying me. We're doing this like company squad comp in Camp Fuji. Well, I'm on the stretcher, and they took pictures during it, and they posted them on the 2-8 Facebook page, and I saw this one. And the funniest part about it is like how I'm leaning and everything. What you're seeing in that picture is Langelo dropping me mid-run. Like, they're dropping me on the stretcher, and every single fucking person holding onto that stretcher ate shit with me strapped to it.
Oh, so everybody fell after that?
Yeah, because they were all running too fast, and Langelo like tripped in a pothole or something like that on the road. Like, he tripped over something, and like he caught his boot on the ground or some shit, and he like let go, and all the weight just dipped, and everyone just like yoink and ate shit. And that's me mid-fall on the stretcher.
Oh my
because
god!
everyone was carrying water jugs and shit like that, and it was like we were rotating out who would be on the stretcher and get carried because we were all running with it. And it was my turn to be on the stretcher, and I was like, "Oh, thank God, I get a break." And then they fucking dropped my ass.
Well, at least they dropped your foot first, thank God.
Oh yeah. Well, speaking of Camp Fuji, rest in peace, Billy Jr. For all the Section 2 guys that remember Billy Jr. There was this thing, I think it's called a tanuki, but it's like this raccoon-looking dog, and they live in the wild there. They're almost like groundhogs or raccoons. And there was one by the beer garden, and we would feed it burgers and shit and like dump beers and throw at it, and it would hiss at us and stuff. Well, we named it Billy Jr. Well, we were doing PT one morning, and we drive by, and we see Billy Jr. right in front of the beer garden, flattened on the road, and we were like, "No, dude!"
What?
Yeah, we were at the beer garden that night, and I have a picture. It's like me, Vidrio, Purdue, and Whiteman and Petal like pouring out a beer for Billy Jr. Dude, yeah, what is it? Like some storm while we were there, so we couldn't go back to Okinawa just yet. So like we were just going to the beer garden and getting drunk every single night because that's the only thing there was to do. And all the beer garden was this one pavilion on this tiny little base that we were allowed to drink at. It's the only place we were allowed to drink at that wasn't the E Club. And like, I shit you not, the entire fucking company would be there every single night grilling burgers and just getting hammered. And it was a total vibe. We were just like, that's what tax dollars were going to, man. Burgers and beer.
Yes. And you will thank us for our service. And if you dare question what we're using that money for, you will be called a piece of shit and ungrateful for what we do for you.
What made it even worse was like, if you were drunk and you were beefing with someone, when you went back, like we were all like living in a squad bay. So like, no matter what, you had to deal with that shit when you went back. So like, yeah, you could go walk it off and be mad about it, but like, you're still coming back and seeing that dude.
Oh yeah. Oh, dude, open. I fucking. I mean, I want to go to Japan like just as a free man at one point, but oh my god, I miss that place so much.
I remember 4th of July. I'm no longer affiliated with the military, so I can admit to these crimes.
Go ahead.
4th of July, we're at Camp Fuji, and we are just getting hammered. And it's me, Vidrio, Petal, and Whitman, and the chapel just so happened to be unlocked, and it is just raining, pissing, storming. So we got like 3 bottles of liquor, and we are just in the middle of the chapel, like where they have the band instruments and stuff, and we're playing with the drums and whatnot. Well, we start playing these card games and shit, and dude, one thing leads to another, and we get so hammered that like Whiteman and Petal end up like ground fighting, and Vidrio is trying to break it up. And then like, I don't know how we got around to it, but someone was like, "You won't drink that fucking holy water up there." So I walked up, took the cap off the holy water, and took a swig.
No.
And I was like, "It didn't do shit, bitch." And I slapped the cap back on it and put it back.
Oh, the crime. Maybe not a crime against humanity, but we will have some things to explain at our judgment day. It sounds. How did it taste though? Was it just regular water?
Dude, I swear to God, I was like, "This got to be Fiji or something, like Aquafina or something."
Oh, it was like filtered high end type water.
It just tasted like your plain Jane water.
Okay, well, I would
It
hope
could have been off the fucking tap.
Yeah. Makes the frog. Yeah, how is that going to be with if the holy water makes the frogs gay? Isn't that against the church or against the Bible in some way?
I don't know. Well, evidently it didn't make me gay because I'm still popping out kids.
Wait, how does that make you gay? That's
No, I said it didn't make me gay.
Oh, it didn't make you gay. Well, yes.
I don't know,
yes.
man. I've been wearing boot bands since 2016, so nothing I do is gay.
Okay, yes.
And you know what they say on the Mew? It ain't gay if you're underway.
Did we say that?
No, but we said that on the New York.
Well, it is the Navy. I guess that does check out because those guys were, yeah. For those who, I've been hearing people that are like, if I were in the military, like it'd be cool to be in the Navy because it's like you get a chance to run ships. It's like, dude, they have no idea. They have no idea how gay.
Dude, like the Navy is so fucking depressing. After seeing how those dudes live for months and years, is just like, I would for sure like JFK myself. I'm talking about like Kurt Cobain, big toe on the trigger.
It would be more tolerable if you just had sunlight. Like if we were on a smaller boat, I would be okay with it. But when you're like just in there,
weren't you
can't leave. You what?
Weren't you on the Baton?
Yes.
Yeah, dude, you were on like a floating city. Our ship had like 1,000 people.
Yeah, that I would have killed.
Your ship had like 3,000.
Yeah, it was insane. It was a literal floating city. Just everybody just happened to have been black and gay. That was just the demographics of the boat.
I mean, that's the demographic of most things now. It's either black or it's gay or it's both. And if it's not, then it's wrong. So, it is what it is. But,
we're going to be a minority soon.
Somebody else above my pay grade does.
Wait, do what?
I don't write the script. Somebody else above my pay grade does. I swear to God, someone's rolling the dice and is like, all right, this week we are black, gay, and oppressed, and we need reparations. All right, this is what we're rolling with.
Yes. And we will pay them gladly the sins that we never committed.
Fuck, I will.
Well, I mean, you're in Maryland, though. I mean, like, I'm pretty sure they probably tax the living dog shit out of you guys. I mean, who am I to say? I'm in New Mexico. They do the same thing with us.
Fucking tax return I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, man. Look, the country's going to hell. We're going to be a minority in our country in about another 10 years, maybe even less.
You're being taxed too much when they pay you back $13,000.
They pay you back. Jesus Christ.
My return was $13,000.
And that's I assume with the credit for having kids too.
Having kids, being a single income household. Now as far as business taxes, for my first year, I didn't do too bad. I had to pay in, but I only had to pay in $65.
Okay. Maybe I should start popping kids out left and right, dude. Fuck it. I need the money. This show isn't making anything for me. The fuck am I doing? Why am I being a responsible,
I pop out
honorable
kids
human
because
being?
I want to make good, contributable human beings to society.
Fuck being an honorable person, Reynolds. Do you not realize the system's broken?
What?
And you have the gall to be
make your own
a good man, a good example
You
to your
gotta go
son.
out into the middle of fucking nowhere, lay roots, and be like, "This is fucking mine, and I will defend it with everything that I have." And you just gotta plant roots there and make your own goddamn system and be like, "This is mine. Come and take it. I dare you."
Nah, you got to give in to the system, Reynolds. You have to be a degenerate. Let them tax the hell out of you. Let them hate you for being straight and white. Let the Somalians take all your welfare money and leech off the public dole.
The only thing I give into is the temptation of an ice cold, crisp white monster.
Yes, the hydration of gods. Solid. Do you have that? Or I thought you were drinking that for a second. I should probably pop.
No, I'm drinking coffee right now.
Okay. Amazing drink though. You know it's a great drink when it's become like the unified drink of the whites, and then even the Hispanics are like, bro, we want in on that shit. Like that's like a lot of my Hispanic friends, they send me white monster memes all the time, and they almost feel jealous that's what we have that going for us.
Oh yeah, blue collar universal white monster is like the holy grail.
Dude, it was funny. Me and one of my Hispanic friends from college, we went to and last year in Albuquerque there was a Creed concert, but because
I fucking love Creed.
Dude, I had front row tickets.
Oh,
I was in the phenomenal fucking concert. But because of I think the venue or because of who was producing it, they would not sell white monsters. They only sold Red Bulls. And they sold Red Bulls and White Claws. And then we found one random guy at like the front of the stage that we were drinking with. We found one guy who had a white monster, and it was just like,
wait,
it was just, up here. Well, I mean, I drank for the show of for the show. I drank like a White Claw. I didn't really drink, but
dude,
I gotta maintain the
like,
sugar.
I've never touched alcohol. I've never done drugs. I've never tried nicotine. You used to be the most strange person I've ever met, dude. You know what's wild? I don't even drink alcohol.
You act like you say that like I'm just like raging alcohol. I mean, I don't think I think I'll be able to explain.
So out of pocket, like you were saying earlier about how I'm so different now. I'm just like, whoa, dude, that's wild. Because I remember you being like high and tight, us balancing the Febreze can on the back of your head, and you were like, I will never smoke a cigarette in my life.
I don't sound like that. At least I don't want to admit that I do. But, yeah, well, hey, you'll learn about yourself as you go through life. A lot's changed.
Yeah, shit definitely changes. What do we got on the next picture? I know there's one more.
Yes, we have. I would say is the classic Reynolds picture, probably the best one if you really want to go.
Is it the mortar?
Yes, your mom gay. That is the
dude. Okay, so we were on the gun line, and we were out there. Oh, dude, I want to say, no, that wasn't when Staff Sergeant Covey was out there. Fucking. Anyway, we were out on what was the range? I think it was MP3, where it's like in the tree line, but it's like sandy as shit. It's not the one that's up on the hill. It's like super flat.
MP4?
MP3 or MP4.
I think it's one of those two, yeah.
But it's like right on the edge of the tree line. Like you got to be in the tree line there. But it was rainy as hell. We were all miserable and shit. And we were shooting off these aluminum rounds. And Corone was always over on gun 8. And we're just sitting there like hanging out. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, dude, this is gay. Oh, no, I remember. What is it? Someone made a joke about me getting fat because I was gaining weight at the time. And I thought Langelo said it. He screamed it from the FTC, but it turned out to be Enoch that screamed it. And I turned around so fast and I'm like, I know you just didn't say something about my stomach, you Philly fat fuck. And dude, Langelo got so butthurt and turned around and stomped away and everyone started laughing. And I'm like, what, bitch? And Enoch's like, I'm the one that said it. And I'm like, oh, sorry, Langelo. And I was like, Enoch, shut the fuck up.
I miss doing that, writing stuff on the I mean, I didn't really do it because I was a gunner.
Yeah, but Corone was over there on the gun with us, and we were like, Joe, let's start writing shit on the mortar rounds. And what was it? He came up and he was like, what should I write? And I was like, I don't know, you're fucking gay. And he was like, your mom's gay. And I was like, write your mom gay. And he wrote your mom gay on it. And he was like, they were like, hold on like 30 seconds to fire the round. I was just standing there holding it. So he took a picture of me just like your mom gay. And that's one of my favorite pictures to this day, just because it sums up like my personality while I was in. I was like, hey man, I'm just here. Like, hey, but guess what? Your mom's gay. Stop growling at me. Go outside. That's what I thought. Yeah, the old your mom gay.
Yes. I don't know if we should
Yeah,
make
those
that
were
the
like
title.
really the only funny pictures I had. I really don't have a lot of pictures from when I was in. Like I have a decent amount. Like I have an album of all the pictures that I have from when I was in, like on my phone, and there's probably like only 30 pictures. Or at least stuff that like I was actually involved in where I'm at least in the picture. Cause like I said, like the way I see my service, like out of all the people in the platoon, like I wasn't a main character or anything like that. Like I was just kind of there. I was just like an NPC, like a bystander. So like when I would see pictures on the internet a lot, I'd have to like scroll through and stuff and be like, oh, hey, I'm actually in that one. And I saved that one. So it's like, I really just don't have a lot. And one of my biggest regrets is that I didn't take a lot more pictures, like doing stuff with my friends while I was in, because like I have so many crazy stories to tell, but it's like, oh man, like I wish I had a picture just so I could go back and see that. Like I was scrolling through and I found a picture. It was when I was looking for the picture for this the other day, and it's me, Corone, Baker, and Sepulvedo outside the barracks when we first got to Okinawa, and I got a big old cigar hanging out of my mouth. We're all standing there drinking beer. And I'm like, damn, dude, I miss those guys. And I'm like, holy fuck, Sepulvedo, man, that's a fucking throwback.
Yeah.
I have no
That's
idea.
probably one of the biggest pieces of advice people throw out there is always like volunteer more and then take every picture you can.
What do you mean by volunteer more? I don't know about all that.
Well, I would say no. So in addition to volunteering more, but I think just like putting yourself out there a little more. Like, don't be afraid to, volunteer for the working parties, step up to the plate. Like if there's a leadership billet maybe, or, just don't be afraid to, take on more, I guess you would say.
Oh yeah. If you're someone that's definitely like trying to like go up in the ranks or just trying to like, go up in a billet or something like that, or just trying to gain more responsibility, that's definitely, I would say, the way to go about it is just like, hey, showing that you're capable of taking care of these extra things, or showing that like, hey, like I got this, I can go the extra mile, or do, like I can have accountability for myself and the things around me. Like, I totally agree with you there. In that instance, yes. But it just depends on what you're going for.
Yeah. Honestly, that would work pretty well. But to wrap up the show and to bring it to a conclusion, what would be the final piece of advice you have to give to people who are still in?
People that are still in, I understand there's only so much that's in your control. And there's going to be a lot of things that are going to piss you off, and they're going to be a huge deal in your head. But I'm just saying, don't let it get to you, because it may be a big deal in your head now, but in the grand scheme of things, it's not a big deal. Like, who the fuck cares? Like, so what? Your squad leader that is a 22-year-old sergeant and you're a 26-year-old lance corporal is pissed off at you because you had some dust behind your fucking microwave or something like that. Like, who cares? He'll get the fuck over it. Grow up. Like, just make sure it's clean next time. Take the L and go about your day. That's the big thing. Just take the L and go about your day. Not everything has to be personal or to the fucking heart. It's just whatever, man. The sooner you learn that, the more successful you will be. I promise.
Yes, I fully agree with you. Promote everything that you have. Again, I know we did it like midway through the show, but anything you want people, where can people follow you? I know you don't have much of a presence, but where can people find you?
Well, the only thing I have is Facebook. On Facebook, you can either, add me directly under Damian Scott Reynolds, or go like and follow my business page, Reynolds Weld Repair. We are a mobile weld repair company based out of Clear Spring, Maryland, in the surrounding areas. We travel and work on everything. It's just me and another dude in a truck, and like we go and fix everything on site, and we make a killing doing it. So like if it brings money in, whatever. Not really business related, but one thing that I definitely want to promote, not even business related, military related whatsoever, but one thing I want to promote to whoever's still listening at this point, no matter what you're doing, what state of life you're in, what stage you're in, whatever, whether you're a father, a husband, whether you have kids on the way, strive to be better every day, because whether whether you know it or not, or whether you think so, there's always someone that's looking at you wishing that they were in your shoes. So, strive to be better every day. Do it for somebody else. Like, try to be a better father, be a better husband every day, whether it ties in with your faith, whatever creed or, you're affiliated with, whether you're a Christian, a Catholic, it doesn't matter. All that matters is that just be a good fucking dude, be a good dad, be a good husband. Yeah, just be a good dude. I don't care. I don't give a shit who the hell you're dealing with. It could be the clerk at the gas station. Don't unwarranted be an asshole. Just treat everyone how you would want to be treated. Like, I don't know. I'm just kind of rambling at this point. Just be a good guy. Go out there and be a good person. That's all I ask of you.
Be a good person. Mr. Schnoz, thank you. It's been a pleasure to catch up with you.
Yeah, it might not have been the most exciting thing. This is just it, but hey, thanks for having me on here. Yeah, thanks for having me on here. I'll definitely have to get some sort of account on something to be able to watch this. It's on like Spotify or anything like that.
It's on literally everything. So YouTube, Amazon Music, Apple Podcast, Spotify.
Oh, it's on Apple?
Yes, Facebook.
Oh, sweet, even better. Yeah, I can listen to it then.
All right, perfect. Well, from that point, we will wrap it on out. Yeah, be a good dude. Grow your schnoz. And with that, we are out of here.
All right, take care, everybody. I love y'all.
Recording.